During the commercial break, Kristen's microphone got into a terrible pickle, and I had to go in there and use my fingers to get everything right.
I had a nice time with you there.
It was really
And
nice.
by that, I mean, I think you know what I mean.
What do you mean? Is there something I don't know that happened there?
Maybe.
Was I conscious?
You look very romantic.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
You really want to do this?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Got any tips?
No,
for
what,
skinning
losing
it up?
weight? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you look like you're wearing your dad's suit. You know what I mean? Like,
Really?
Nice and big around your neck.
You'd go out with me?
Yeah, because I think you're crazy and we'll probably have in the first night.
Craig Ferguson admitted he'd have with Leslie Bibb on the first night, but Kate Mara took things further when she shared his drink.
Why would you spit out?
Because now it's like you and I have kissed before you even have the chance to kiss Morgan Freeman.
Only if I drank out of it, then would we have kissed.
Drink out of it. Just do it. You gotta do that side. Yeah, there you go.
Ferguson told Kate Mara that sharing saliva was like kissing. Then Morena Baccarin started confessing explicit details about her filming experiences.
And it meant that I was going to be elbow deep in the entire time I was shooting.
I'm listening.
Craig Ferguson has named the 10 guests he had secret affairs with, and it all started with Kate Mara. Kate Mara appeared on Ferguson's show multiple times, but her appearance in a strapless silver dress became legendary among fans. From the moment she stepped onto the stage, something was different between them. This wasn't the usual promotional interview setup. Mara arrived already in a flirtatious mood, telling Ferguson she was jealous of his previous interactions with other guests like Morgan Freeman. She had watched the previous segment backstage and couldn't help but notice the chemistry Ferguson had developed with the legendary actor. She mentioned wanting Ferguson to give her a snake cup, one of the bizarre props that Ferguson kept on his desk, alongside other random objects like toy horses and stuffed animals that he would hand out to guests during interviews.
I want you to give me a snake cup.
I'll give you a snake cup,
Please?
young lady, yeah.
Oh, dirty man. Dirty Craig. Dirty
I
Craig.
am not dirt. Well, I'm talking about a different kind of snake cup. I got one of them in Utah.
Is that the one you're gonna give me later?
Yeah.
Ferguson's response was immediate and loaded with tension. The way he drew out the word dirty while maintaining eye contact created an atmosphere that felt more like foreplay than television. Mara's reaction, calling him a dirty man while laughing, told everyone watching that she was completely comfortable with where this was heading. The conversation escalated from there. Ferguson complimented her dress, noting how tight it was. Mara didn't deflect or redirect like most actresses would. Instead, she leaned into it, asking if it was her shoulder that caught his attention. When Ferguson admitted it was her shoulder, but then pressed about what else drew his eye, he said it was all the other parts. What happened next crossed every line of professional broadcasting. They shared a drink from the same cup, something that would normally be handled by production assistants. But Ferguson made it personal. When Mara spat out the drink instead of swallowing, Ferguson called her out on it.
Why would you spit out?
Because now it's like you and I have kissed before you even have the chance to kiss Morgan Freeman.
Only if I drank out of it, then would we have kissed.
Drink out of it. Just do it. You gotta do that side. Yeah, there you go.
Ferguson went on to drink it, openly admitting that sharing the cup was like kissing her. He was talking about physical intimacy on national television, using Morgan Freeman as a cover for what was clearly a deeply personal moment between them. Mara's response, agreeing that it would only count as kissing if she actually drank from it, told everyone she understood exactly what he was implying. The interview became one of the most charged conversations ever broadcast on late-night television. What made it legendary wasn't just the content. It was the obvious authenticity between two people who genuinely wanted each other. But Mara wasn't the only guest who left Ferguson stunned with her boldness. Lindsay Sloan took flirtation to an entirely different level when she made a confession that caught everyone off guard. Sloan's appearances on Ferguson's show became famous for her bold admission that Ferguson was on her hall pass list. The flirtation began immediately when Sloan joked that sweaty men excited her. It wasn't a throwaway comment. She said it while looking directly at Ferguson, making it clear she was talking about him specifically. Ferguson, sensing an opportunity, began pretending to be overheated, loosening his tie and making exaggerated gestures about the temperature.
There's something about a really sweaty man that turns me on, Craig.
Really? It's so hot in here, young missy, I had no idea.
Their conversation quickly moved to increasingly personal territory when they began discussing how adult entertainment was frequently filmed near Sloane's house. Ferguson, sensing an opening, made a hypothetical comment about being on someone's celebrity hall pass list. Sloane's response was both shocking and amusing. She admitted Ferguson may have been on her list.
Hey, look, if this doesn't stop, I'm going to point to my pants. And then it's gone too far. When it gets to the point where you point to your pants, that's
That
like, the
may
girls
be
are like, no,
a little obvious.
Yeah,
just a little.
that's too much.
What followed was several minutes of the two participants miming their mutual attraction while maintaining eye contact and laughing. But this wasn't innocent mime work. Sloane was literally describing how she would escalate physical signals until she was pointing to her pants, which she admitted would be too much and too obvious. Ferguson eventually had to redirect the conversation, explaining that he needed to move on before he took the miming too far. The exchange became one of the most talked about moments in the show's history because of Sloane's complete honesty about her attraction to Ferguson. Unlike other guests who maintained some professional distance, Sloane seemed genuinely interested in Ferguson as more than just an interviewer. She was a married woman openly flirting with another man on television, describing exactly how she would signal her availability to him. Sloane returned to the show multiple times after this confession, including shortly after Ferguson's marriage to Megan Wallace-Cunningham. Even after Ferguson's relationship status changed, Sloane continued to flirt with him openly during subsequent appearances, suggesting their chemistry was genuine rather than a one-time publicity stunt. The hall pass incident became legendary because Sloane hadn't planned to make this confession. It slipped out spontaneously, catching even the show's producers completely off guard. The hall pass confession proved Ferguson could handle anything guests threw at him, but his relationship with Alice Eve took things to another level entirely. Eve holds the distinction of being one of Ferguson's most frequent female guests, and each appearance was characterized by increasingly bold flirtation. Eve was comfortable using double entendre and innuendo throughout her multiple appearances. During one famous exchange about the television series Upstairs, Downstairs, Eve claimed she had done both, referring ostensibly to watching both versions of the show. Ferguson's facial expression made it clear he understood the alternative interpretation of her comment. Their conversations frequently centered on Eve's wardrobe choices, which gave Ferguson opportunities to compliment her appearance in ways that bordered on inappropriate. Eve seemed to enjoy the attention and often responded with comments that encouraged Ferguson's behavior.
Kind of a hooker. Right. So what do you need?
These.
Let me take care of this.
Craig Ferguson's casual admission that he was kind of a hooker wasn't just self-deprecating humor, it was an opening. When he immediately offered to take care of whatever Eve needed, the subtext was unmistakable. Ferguson had just compared himself to a worker, and now he was offering his services to Eve. Ferguson's attraction to Eve was so obvious that it became a running element of their interactions. He would comment on her accent, her clothing, her posture, anything that gave him an excuse to focus on her physical presence. Eve never seemed uncomfortable with this attention. Instead, she would lean into it, making her own suggestive comments and creating opportunities for Ferguson to continue the flirtation.
I think I'm in love.
Yeah, me too, Jeff.
When the robot skeleton Jeff declared he was in love during their conversation, Ferguson's immediate agreement, me too, wasn't about the topic they were discussing. The way Ferguson said it while looking directly at Eve, the timing, the eye contact. This was Ferguson using Jeff's declaration as cover to confess his own feelings for Eve. Eve's comfort level with Ferguson's style made her the perfect recurring guest. She never seemed uncomfortable with his attention and often initiated exchanges herself, creating a dynamic that felt more like watching two people on a date than a promotional interview. Eve's appearances on Ferguson's show became masterclasses in tension, disguised as professional conversation. Their chemistry was so electric that CBS executives actually considered giving Eve her own show with Ferguson as co-host. While Eve mastered the art of subtle seduction, Jennifer Love Hewitt took a more direct approach that caught Ferguson completely off guard. When Love Hewitt appeared on his show to promote the client list, Their conversation took an unexpected turn that had viewers wondering if they were witnessing genuine attraction or masterful acting. During their conversation about scenes in the client list where Love Hewitt's character shed clothing, Ferguson made a bold request. He asked if Love Hewitt had any DVD copies of the show she could share with him, ostensibly for viewing purposes. Instead of being offended by the obviously inappropriate request, Love Hewitt laughed and confirmed that she did indeed have copies available.
In the show, you take your clothes off a lot, clearly.
Constantly, yes.
I wonder, do you have any DVD copies of it?
Yes, I do, actually.
Yeah,
yes.
I'd quite like to see. I'm having trouble keeping my eyes in one place, Jennifer.
Ferguson then escalated the flirtation by commenting that he was having trouble keeping his eyes in one place due to Love Hewitt's extremely low-cut dress. This was a direct reference to her breasts on national television. Most interviewers would never make such a comment, and most actresses would be offended by such boldness. But Love Hewitt seemed to appreciate Ferguson's honesty rather than take offense. Instead of covering up or redirecting the conversation, Love Hewitt leaned into the moment. She adjusted her position, smiled knowingly, and even stuck her hair into her cleavage while joking that it wasn't sexy at all. This wasn't accidental. She was deliberately drawing more attention to exactly what Ferguson had been looking at.
There are days when I actually feel a little bit like a real hooker, maybe.
I think everyone in show business feels like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's an actress, hooker, sort of the same thing.
It's the same, talk shows. I'm like, oh, enjoy the products advertised.
Love Hewitt's confession about feeling like a real hooker wasn't just about the massage scenes on her show. It was about what she was doing right now. She was essentially admitting that she was selling her for entertainment value, just like the character she played. The way she said, enjoy the products while gesturing to herself made it clear she knew exactly what products she was advertising. The exchange between Ferguson and Love Hewitt went far beyond typical late-night show banter. Ferguson was openly expressing sexual interest, and Love Hewitt was reciprocating in ways that suggested genuine attraction rather than professional obligation. Their interaction became a masterclass in how two people could engage in foreplay disguised as a television interview. Love Hewitt seemed genuinely entertained by Ferguson's attention, rather than merely tolerating it for professional reasons. Love Hewitt's willingness to play along with Ferguson's bold requests opened the door for even more adventurous guests. But Leslie Bibb proved she could give as good as she got. When Bibb appeared on Ferguson's show, their conversations became legendary for pushing boundaries while somehow staying within the realm of television appropriateness. Bibb appeared to enjoy flirting with Ferguson from the moment she arrived on his show. Ferguson reciprocated immediately, creating an atmosphere of mutual attraction that carried throughout their conversation. One of their most memorable exchanges involved Ferguson expressing his desire to have the job of the technician who unzipped Bibb's dress to attach her microphone.
During the commercial break, Kristen's microphone got into a terrible pickle, and I had to go in there and use my fingers to get everything right. I had a nice time with you there.
It was really
And
nice.
by that, I mean, I think you know what I mean.
What do you mean? Is there something I don't know that happened there?
Maybe.
Was I conscious?
You look very romantic.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
You really want to do this?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
You got any tips?
No,
for
what,
skinning
losing
it up?
weight? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you look like you're wearing your dad's suit. You know what I mean? Like,
Really?
Nice and big around your neck.
If I said to you, I have my own raft,
Yeah.
you'd go out with me?
Yeah, because I think you're crazy and we'll probably have sex on the first night.
Ferguson admitted on national television that he would have sex with Bibb on their first date. This wasn't a joke or a throwaway comment. The way he said it, with genuine conviction, rather than comedic timing, made it clear he was being completely honest. Bibb's shocked reaction confirmed that she hadn't expected such a direct response. The conversation became increasingly suggestive when they began discussing hypothetical romantic scenarios. They talked about doing the deed on a raft and engaged in conversations about group activities that clearly had double meanings beyond their surface interpretations.
Have you ever?
What,
I mean, this is really personal, but have you ever?
What?
Orgy?
Been involved in groups?
Bibb had asked Ferguson about his experience with group on national television. When Ferguson told her to take a moment to decide whether she really wanted to ask that question, Bibb's response was to double down rather than back away. This wasn't accidental boundary testing. This was two people who were genuinely comfortable discussing their preferences with each other in front of millions of viewers. Ferguson's ability to engage in these conversations without making Bibb uncomfortable revealed something important about their dynamic. Bibb seemed to genuinely enjoy their verbal sparring and often initiated the more provocative topics herself. Their multiple appearances together created a pattern of escalating flirtation that had fans eagerly anticipating each new interaction. The chemistry between Ferguson and Bibb felt authentic rather than manufactured. Bibb's playful banter represented Ferguson at his most comfortable with a guest, but his encounter with Morena Baccarin revealed his talent for drawing out unexpected personal confessions. When the Deadpool star appeared on his show, what started as standard promotion quickly became something much more intimate and revealing. Ferguson asked Baccarin about her first Valentine's Day as a married woman, leading to an unexpectedly honest response. Baccarin admitted that she had kind of dropped the ball when it came to celebrating the romantic holiday with her husband. This was the kind of confession that seemed more appropriate for a close friend than a television interviewer.
I'd watch you swim. You want to show us any of your swimming moves?
On your desk?
Yeah, sure.
Baccarin agreed to demonstrate swimming moves on Ferguson's desk. This wasn't about swimming. This was about putting her body on display for Ferguson's enjoyment, and she was completely willing to do it. The fact that she said sure without hesitation revealed how comfortable she had become with Ferguson's sexual attention in just a few minutes of conversation. But the most shocking moment came when Baccarin began discussing her work on a biblical epic and the unexpected situations she found herself in during filming.
I played a midwife, and it meant that I was going to be elbow deep in the entire time I was shooting.
I'm listening.
Baccarin had described being elbow deep in on national television. This wasn't scripted or planned. It was a spontaneous confession about her work that revealed far more about her comfort level with topics than most actresses would ever admit publicly. Ferguson's delighted reaction encouraged her to continue sharing details about her intimate filming experiences. Baccarin seemed surprised by her own openness during the interview, laughing at herself for revealing such personal information to Ferguson and his audience. Her comfort level with the Scottish host was evident in her body language and willingness to continue the intimate conversation throughout their segment. Ferguson's ability to create this kind of safe space for personal revelations made guests like Baccarin feel like they were talking to a trusted confidant. Baccarin's willingness to share such intimate details told viewers exactly how much Ferguson had gotten under her skin. Baccarin's emotional vulnerability demonstrated Ferguson's skill at drawing out confessions, but Maggie Grace represented something different entirely. Grace's transformation over multiple appearances on Ferguson's show became a perfect example of how the host could gradually break down a guest's professional defenses until they became completely comfortable expressing their attraction to him. Ferguson's charm proved particularly effective with Maggie Grace, whose multiple appearances on the show revealed the evolution of their relationship from professional politeness to open flirtation. Grace seemed initially reserved during her first visit, maintaining the kind of professional distance that most actresses are trained to keep with male interviewers.
Your legs are here.
They are also. They tend to bring me.
Wow. I mean, they don't just get you around. You're traveling in style.
They're getaway sticks.
Ferguson told Grace that her legs were impressive and called them her getaway sticks. This wasn't a casual compliment. This was Ferguson openly admitting that he had been staring at her legs and appreciating them. Rather than being offended by such a bold observation, Grace seemed flattered by Ferguson's obvious attraction to her appearance. Ferguson then demonstrated his versatility by flirting with Grace using different accents, creating role-play scenarios that became increasingly suggestive. When Grace played along with these games, Ferguson knew he had found someone who was genuinely enjoying their verbal foreplay.
Yeah, if you want. Do you want to?
Are you going to do something?
Sure. Good evening. How may I help you? Welcome to the hotel. Can I get you a room?
Grace agreed to participate in a role-play scenario where Ferguson was welcoming her to Hotel Copia. This wasn't accidental wordplay. Ferguson had deliberately chosen a name that combined with cornucopia creating a fantasy hotel dedicated to sexual abundance. Grace's willingness to play along revealed how comfortable she had become with Ferguson's sexual attention. Their conversations became increasingly playful as Grace grew more comfortable with Ferguson's style. She began initiating some of the more suggestive exchanges herself, suggesting that Ferguson's approach had successfully broken down her initial professional reserve. The evolution of Ferguson and Grace's relationship across multiple appearances provided viewers with a clear example of how the host built rapport with repeat guests. Each subsequent interview became more intimate than the previous one. Grace's evolution from nervous newcomer to confident flirt was impressive, but Kristen Bell arrived already knowing exactly how to match Ferguson's energy. Their chemistry was so natural and effortless that it felt like watching two people who had been lovers for years, rather than a host and guest meeting for the first time. Ferguson's interaction with Kristen Bell became legendary among fans for their obvious chemistry and references to romantic adventures that seemed to extend beyond the television studio. Bell appeared multiple times on Ferguson's show, and their relationship seemed to deepen with each appearance, culminating in discussions about traveling together.
Take your shirt off.
No. Take your dress off. No, it goes all the way up. Look at that. Look at that.
Ferguson told Bell to take her dress off on national television. But what made this moment legendary wasn't just his boldness. It was Bell's complete comfort with his request. She didn't act shocked or offended. Instead, she laughed and played along, creating an atmosphere that felt more like intimate foreplay than a television interview. Bell's comfort level with Ferguson was evident from their first meeting, but their chemistry became particularly notable when they began discussing European travel. Ferguson painted romantic pictures of various European destinations, and Bell listened with obvious interest and enthusiasm.
But you're the only person that brings out my creepy laugh now. I just did it. Do you see that?
Yeah, I heard it.
I try to be all kind of professional with you.
Ferguson had just admitted that Bell had a unique effect on him. She brought out behaviors that he couldn't control. His confession that he tried to be professional with her, but couldn't manage it, revealed the depth of his attraction. This wasn't a host maintaining professional boundaries. This was a man admitting that a particular woman made him lose control. The most talked about aspect of their relationship was the reference to their trip to Paris that appeared in multiple conversations. While Ferguson and Bell never explicitly detailed what happened during this trip, the way they referenced it suggested a level of intimacy that went far beyond typical host-guest relationships. Ferguson seemed particularly animated during his conversations with Bell, displaying a level of genuine excitement that was different from his interactions with other guests. Bell reciprocated this energy, creating conversations that felt more like intimate discussions between lovers. Bell's natural chemistry with Ferguson was impressive, but Mila Kunis took their relationship to another level entirely through sheer persistence and loyalty. Kunis didn't just appear when she had something to promote. She came back again and again, suggesting their connection went deeper than typical host-guest relationships. Mila Kunis holds the distinction of being one of Ferguson's most frequent female guests, with multiple appearances that revealed a comfortable, ongoing relationship that seemed to transcend professional obligations. Kunis seemed to genuinely enjoy her time with Ferguson, often returning to his show even when she didn't have specific projects to promote.
I was watching it backstage and I hadn't seen it in forever, and I realized how bony my chest was. It looked disgusting.
No, it looked fine, but I'm glad to see it back to its normal self.
Kunis made a confession about her body that was both intimate and revealing. She was discussing her breasts on national television, comparing how they looked in an old clip to how they look now. Ferguson's response, assuring her that they looked fine, created an immediate intimacy between them. Kunis's comfort level with Ferguson was evident in her relaxed body language and willingness to engage in playful banter from the moment she appeared on his show. Unlike some guests who seemed surprised by Ferguson's approach, Kunis appeared to expect and welcome his attention.
That must be a kind of a Freudian thing.
Or I just fidget. I fidget.
There is no fidgeting.
You think this is Freudian?
When Ferguson pointed out Kunis's habit of playing with her ring, her response revealed the sexual tension underlying their conversation. Ferguson's suggestion that her ring play might be Freudian was a direct reference to sexual symbolism, and Kunis's agreement that it might be demonstrated her willingness to engage with his sexual interpretations of her behavior. Their conversations often felt more like catch-up sessions between lovers than promotional interviews. Kunis would share personal updates about her life, discuss her relationships, and seek Ferguson's advice on personal matters. Ferguson would respond with genuine interest and care that suggested their relationship extended far beyond the television studio. Ferguson's interviews with Kunis revealed his ability to maintain ongoing relationships with guests across multiple appearances. Each subsequent interview built on their previous conversations, creating a sense of continuity and deepening intimacy. Kunis's devotion to Ferguson's show was touching, but the most surprising relationship of all involved someone no one saw coming. Betty White's appearances on Ferguson's show provided the most unexpected chemistry, proving that age was absolutely no barrier to the kind of tension that had characterized all of Ferguson's most memorable guest relationships. Ferguson's relationship with Betty White provided perhaps the most shocking example of his ability to create chemistry with any woman, regardless of age or public image. Despite the significant age difference between them, White seemed to relish Ferguson's attention and often gave as good as she got in their increasingly risque exchanges.
You can see through it, though. You know that, right?
Yes. What?
Yeah!
Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't want to wear that in the rain. Or maybe you do.
Yeah, I do.
Ferguson had pointed out that White's dress was see-through, and instead of being embarrassed or offended, White confirmed that she knew exactly what she was wearing and that she enjoyed the attention it brought her. Her response, "Yeah, I do," when Ferguson suggested she might want to wear the see-through dress in the rain, revealed a side of Betty White that most audiences had never seen. White appeared on Ferguson's show an impressive 23 times, making her one of his most frequent guests overall. This wasn't just professional courtesy or promotional obligation. White genuinely enjoyed her time with Ferguson, and their conversations became increasingly bold and suggestive with each appearance.
Betty, stop.
No, Betty. Betty. You help yourself. You've earned it, Betty. If you want the man's knee, you take the man's knee.
White was encouraged to help herself to Ferguson, with the clear implication that if she wanted physical contact with him, she should take what she wanted. White's comfort with this level of suggestion and Ferguson's willingness to offer himself to her created one of the most unexpected moments of tension in late-night television history. Their conversations often featured White making surprisingly suggestive comments that caught Ferguson off guard and delighted audiences. White's willingness to engage in risque humor with Ferguson created some of the show's most memorable moments and proved that chemistry could transcend any age difference. Ferguson seemed genuinely fond of White, treating her with a combination of respect and sexual interest that made their interactions feel both warm and charged with erotic potential. White responded to his attention with obvious pleasure, often laughing at his compliments and returning them with equally bold statements. The relationship between Ferguson and White became a testament to Ferguson's unique ability to create sexual chemistry with any woman who appeared on his show. The success of Ferguson's interactions with all these female guests revealed his unique talent for creating an atmosphere where celebrities felt comfortable expressing their genuine interest in him. Anyway, that's it for the video, folks. Bye.